Howdy, folks!
Howdy!
Welcome to Deadwood! Yeah, welcome to the old style, Saloon number 10. This is the only museum in the world with a bar in it. Yeah, I know. You know that's why I hang out here. I love museums. Geez, tough crowd. Well, anyway, I know why you're all here today. Here to watch me play some cards, right? Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to do that for you. First, let me introduce the friends I'm playing with today. Charlie Rich, come on out. Charlie Rich, Diane. Right over there, Charlie. Next up, we got retired riverboat captain, Captain William Massey. Get out of here, Captain. There he is. Right over there next to Charlie. Holy smokes, Captain, you sure retired early. Should have been a riverboat guy, yes. All right, Carl, it's all about you. Carl Mann, the owner of the Saloon. Oh, you don't want to sit there, Carl. I guarantee you that right there. Way better. And last but not least, everybody's favorite guy in the bar.
The bartender.
The bartender, Harry Young. There he is. Thank you, though. I do appreciate those of you that said, wow, Bill. All right, like I said, I'm going to play some cards for you. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I am James Butler Hickok. Folks nowadays, well, they all like to call me Wild Bill. You know, I was born in Troy Grove, Illinois in 1837. Quick, how old does that make me?
Whoa.
39, exactly right. Well, when I was just a kid, I worked on the family farm there in Troy Grove, and, well, I had a lot of spare time on my hands. With that spare time, I decided I'd work on my shooting. And I got real good out there, too, shooting that small game and targets and such. So good, in fact, by the time I was 12 years old, I was winning marksman competitions. Oh, everybody knew who I was, and they knew I could shoot. Several years later, when the Civil War broke out, well, the Northern Army must have heard about me because they came calling for me right away. They wanted me to be a sharpshooter and a scout and a spy for them. Well, of course, I obliged them. I love that, too, except for the fact that I got shot twice. Yeah, I made it through, though. Oh, made a lot of lifelong friends. And, well, when the war ended, well, I was just like everybody else. I needed work. So I took off and I headed west. No, I bounced around a bit, ended up in Springfield, Missouri. Now, Springfield, more of just a stopping point for me, but I did get into some card games with a fella by the name of Davis Tutt. Davis, he was a Southern boy, and of course I fought for the North during the war. So, how we got along well enough to sit across the table from each other? I have no idea. Man, that guy really did not like me at all. You know, come to think of it, it might have had something to do with me seeing his girlfriend. Well, anyway, we played cards for a few days, and I ended up owing Davis about $35. Well, $35 being quite a sum of money that I didn't have, and Davis really wanted some collateral. Well, I didn't know what I was going to do. All I had was an old pocket watch that my daddy had given me, and I wasn't about to give that up. But Davis, he was relentless. He wanted something to ensure him that he was going to get his money back. So, reluctantly, I did end up giving him that pocket watch, but I told him, I said, now, Davis, don't be going around telling everybody how you took that from me in a card game, because that ain't how it happened. That watch means a whole lot more to me than $35, and I'm getting it back. Well, the very next day, here's Davis Tutt in the streets of Springfield, swinging that watch around, taunting me with it. Well, I yelled at him across the town square, told him to knock it off, but he didn't want to listen. He yells back at me, I yell back at him. Then what's he do? He pulls out a gun and he takes a shot at me. Landed right at my feet. Well, if you know anything about the West, you don't take a shot at somebody unless you expect one coming right back at you. And I don't miss. I lined up at Davis, 75 yards across the town square in Springfield with my .36 caliber black powder pistol. Bam! One shot right through the heart. Well, the authorities there in Springfield were none too happy with me shooting a fella down their streets. And they arrested me. They told me that I was liable for the death of Davis Tutt. Well, I said, what about self-defense? He shot first. Now, all the witnesses on his side said he was just funning around. It was more of a warning shot than anything. You know, I'm quite sure he didn't think it was too fun after it was all over. Well, the judge saw my way. Self-defense. I was acquitted there in Springfield. But I did figure it was about high time I got out of town. So I headed farther west. Still looking for work. I mean, yeah, I drove some freight, worked a bit for the Pony Express, but that's scouting. That's what I really liked. I got to scout the likes of the 10th Cavalry and the 7th Cavalry all over Kansas and Nebraska territory. And I'm out there scouting for them boys. Well, I noticed a lot of small towns were sprouting up out there. Yeah, it seemed like everybody just kind of headed west on this big land grab, you know? Well, it also seemed to me not a lot of them towns had any law in them to speak of. That gave me an idea. Maybe I should be a lawman. So that's what I did. Now, I traveled all the way across Kansas looking for a sheriff or marshal job, and, well, I found a few of them. I cleaned up towns like Fort Riley and Hays City, a couple more, till I ended up in Abilene, Kansas. Now, see, Abilene, it was a rough cattle town. One of the roughest there was. Them cattle drives, they come through there bringing all sorts of outlaws and ruffians with them. They'd shoot up the town, scare the heck out of everybody. The people that were just there trying to make a life for themselves, they're all living in fear. And they were more than happy when they heard the great Wild Bill Hickok got the job as their marshal. I got to town, I laid down some new ground rules. Do not bring your guns to town. Certainly don't be shooting them off in city limits. There was this guy. There's always this guy, right? Yeah, a fellow by the name of Phil Coe. Phil, he was a Texas cattleman. He bought a bar there in Abilene, and I guess he had a little problem with my authority. See, I was a marshal. I laid down the rules and I enforced them. And Phil, he didn't want to follow the rules. He just wanted to argue with me about them all the time. Every day it seemed there was something new with that guy. Well, till early one evening, I'm sitting in a saloon minding my own business, winding down from a long day's work, and I hear this ruckus in the street. People are screaming and hollering. Guns are going off everywhere. I run outside to investigate. And who is it? It's Phil Coe and all his friends shooting up the town, scaring everybody. Now, much like Davis, I yelled at him to knock it off too, but he didn't want to listen either. Pretty soon we got this big shouting match going on the street. And, well, I don't know how many of y'all ever been in a gunfight, but it all happens really fast. I mean, you gotta know what's coming before it gets there. Now, every guy's got a tell, whether it's a twitch or a narrowing of the eyes. but I knew them all. And I read Bill code like a book. Oh, I knew exactly what he meant to do. He reached for his pistol, I drew first, bam! And shot him dead right there. But, like I said, he had all those friends with him. And they all had guns too. I'm by myself, I'm on the defensive. I looked up at them all and I yelled, "Who wants the rest of these?" Nobody said a word. Till I heard somebody yell my name from back in the alley. I turned, quick shot again. Oh, I shot my deputy, Mike Williams. Oh, well, half and half there. Some of you were laughing at that. Come on now. 6 sense of humor around here. Jeez. That was a bad day. I didn't much want to be a lawman anymore after that. So I gave it up. And yeah, I did go a little crazy riding through the streets of Abilene, screaming and hollering. So would you. But Abilene was dead to me then, and well, I had to get out of there. Oh, after that, all my friends said I was spinning out of control. "Bill, you're living in the bottom of a bottle. Get a hold of yourself." Well, I don't know nothing about that. Every guy's got to have a chance of mourn, don't he? You know, all I was doing was bouncing across Kansas, trying to figure out what just happened. Doing the things I like to do to make myself feel a little better. I mean, sure, I had a drink or several. But I did find good card games about any town I went to. Great ones, just like this one right over here. Oh, let me try that again. Just like this game right over here. Hold on a second. Play cards. There they go. Man, pretty thick at that table today. You know, I did have a lot of friends out there at this time, and maybe they were right. Maybe I was in a bad way. But they all wanted to, well, give me a leg up of sorts, and when I ran into Buffalo Bill Cody, now I know y'all know who that is, and Buffalo Bill and our other friend Texas Jack, well, they come up to me and say, "Bill, we're taking a Wild West show out to the East Coast, and we would be honored if you would join us." Now, not doing much else at the time and really needing some money, I said, "Why not? Let's take that Wild West show out there and show them Easterners just how wild it really is out here." Truth be told, I didn't care for that. No, some people are showmen and some aren't. Buffalo Bill? Heck yeah, he made a lifetime out of it. Me? No, not so much. And I tell you, it didn't take long. We got out the East Coast, started doing shows. The critics, they tore us apart. You know, they actually said that between myself, Buffalo Bill, and Texas Jack, that we could not act out a simple English sentence. Yeah, I laughed at him and then I shot him. I'm just kidding. I didn't really shoot him. Oh, I did get into a little bit of trouble out there, though. See, my friend Buffalo Bill, he didn't think it was right that I was drinking and carrying on during the shows, and, well, he took my liquor away. I'm here to tell you it made me rather ornery. I shot the lights out of Madison Square Garden, shot a couple of extras with blanks and started their pants on fire because I thought it was funny. Yeah, they didn't think so much. I'd say by the end of it all, my good friend Buffalo Bill regretted every minute of taking me with on that tour. So I saved him the trouble of firing me and I quit. Oh, the West was calling me again anyhow. I had to get back out here. I ended up over there in Cheyenne, Wyoming territory. Now, when I got to Cheyenne, well, I ran into the love of my life, Agnes. Now, see, I'd known Agnes for years, and when we got back together, it was like we'd never left each other. I found out she's fond of me too, so I asked her to marry me. You know what she said? Oh, what did you mean, no? Would I tell the story and she said no? You had a 50-50 chance. You blew it. She said yes. We had a nice little wedding there in Cheyenne, and then I